Hey gang, Andy Petronic, co-founder of The Challenge. And look, if you're participating in the Whole Life Challenge, you've at least accepted the notion that self-care through the practice of daily habits is important, right? The question that plagues us all is this: how do I get it all in? Today I'm here to talk to you about the golden hour, because in today's day and age, getting time alone that you're in total control of, during which you're undistractable, focused, paying attention to the things that are important to you, that take care of you, that help align you with your purpose, and that keep you strong and healthy. Well, quite frankly, to get that time, it's incredibly challenging. Remember, the world is aligned against you having that time. Consider what is constantly tugging at you, like email, where replies are expected within hours or sometimes even minutes, and texts even faster. I mean, how quickly do you expect somebody to text you back when you send them one? I know I do, quickly. Social media. You may be well aware now of how social media tugs at your attention. Checking your likes, checking to see who's looking at your stuff. If you've taken a break from it, you probably are a little bit more aware of how it tugs on you. There has never been a time in life where TVs, movies, and sports have been more readily available. Another thing tugging at you. Whenever you want, there's always a high quality show, movie, sport event that's pulling at your attention. Work is always pulling at your attention. You don't just stop work when you leave the office. Most of us are on almost all the time. Even if you're not working, there's almost always something you're thinking about. And then your kids. You know, there's an expectation today that you're really involved in your kid's life. You're in the know and you're paying attention. When it comes to their music and their sports and their academics and their school groups, you're not going to comment on whether that's good or bad. It all depends on how you do it. But this is also pulling at your time and attention. Even things like breaking news and breaking weather. You ever peruse the news on your Google feed just to see what's going on in the world? You get that scroll thumb going? It's pulling at your attention. All of these things. You know what they all have in common? They're all other people's priorities. Whether it's your spouse, a friend, a colleague at work, a news channel, a TV series, your kids' teachers, your boss, Facebook, Google, all of these people, all of these attention channels, as I call them, they're tugging at you. They're asking you to spend more time with them. They want you. But the question is, what do you want? What is it that keeps you on track in your life? What nourishes you? What feeds your soul? What activities keep you moving in the direction of your purpose? What are the priorities for your own health, fitness, and well-being? The things that you need to do every day to keep you at your best. What actions have you defined as mission critical for you, not for everyone else? These are the questions that come up all the time when you take the time to think about your life. Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? They come up all the time in the conversations in the groups that I coach, as well as individual coaching sessions. And if you haven't thought them through, if you haven't taken the time to consider them, there's a really good chance that your life is kind of on autopilot and you're kind of just getting by. So my first recommendation before we talk about the golden hour is that you spend some time thinking about the answers to those questions. But secondly, once they're answered, then how do you get them in? When do you do them? As your day is probably already full, right? And you can't just manufacture time out of thin air. Now, here's how we've answered that question. The time to get it done it's really the only time of day that you're in complete control of. It's first thing in the morning, before anyone else in your household is up. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's dark, perhaps. It's before you've turned on your phone. When the world is close to the way you left it in your last moments of sleep. It's calm, serene, and it's all yours. It's the only time of day that you're in complete control. Yep, we call it the golden hour. It's a concept I first read about in a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. So if you want to read more about how to set something like this up, check out that book. In it, he talks about carving out the time, getting up early enough to have access to the time, and making sure you schedule things into that hour that are important to you and meaningful to you. You see, it's way more than just the first hour of the day. It's the only hour of the day that you get to be in charge of you. Your agenda is you. Your choices are based on you. Your priorities, you. Your thinking, you. There's no one asking questions, nothing that has to get done, no one waiting on a deliverable or a deadline, no meetings that you have to get to or get ready for, or client phone calls to make. No, this hour is your time. And guess what? You've got to protect it. As if you were a guard at the gates of the prison called Azkaban. It's the magical prison from Harry Potter if you've got kids. Because in spite of the idea of it being your hour, the other parts of your life that are pulling at your attention, and your mind, and the portal to the rest of the world, your phone, they will all start tugging at you. They'll start begging for your attention, and they will suck you right in, even if you've made the space. So making the space is the first step, which probably involves getting up a little bit earlier. That in and of itself is a big task, I know. And it might mean going to bed a little bit earlier at night. But it's not enough. Trust me. Sometimes even though I've got my list, my schedule, I know what to do. I've been doing a morning routine for ages. Sometimes my phone and my mind get the best of me and I start doing work, research, or browsing, and poof, the time is gone. It actually happened to me this morning. I thought I'd just look at one email, and I did, but it led to me doing something else, and then that led to me doing something else, and before you know it, I was like 15 minutes down the rabbit hole. So protecting that time is of utmost importance. So here's what I recommend you do. Number one, first of all, that you're going to decide to experiment with and take on the concept of the golden hour. That's number one. Number two, decide how much time you can afford to put into your golden hour. A golden half hour might be all the time you've got right now, and that's great, as it's the step in the right direction. It's a step toward where you need to go. Number three, decide upon a wake-up time to make that happen. Set your alarm. Remember, we're in action. Number four, decide on the things you'll put in your golden hour and how much time you'll allot for each one. It's going to take some experimentation and trial and error for the sequence, the time, what's meaningful for you. Here are a few ideas from my morning. Meditate, pray, recite a mantra or an affirmation, express gratitude, journal. You can read, listen, or learn, exercise, mobilize, drink water, take supplements, take a walk, write a love note to your family, take a contrast shower, take your dogs for a walk. Number five, choose what you think will be most important to you, decide on how much time to give each, and remember that something is better than nothing. 2 to 3 minutes, hey, it's better than nothing at all. And the last one is keep track. So that's it. I would love to hear how you're doing. If you're deciding to do this, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know how you're organizing your time. Ask a question. I have about 7 things that I have in my regular morning routine, including meditation and journaling and expressing gratitude and family love notes and walking the dogs and doing some exercise and mobility. And I keep track of them almost every day. So I suggest you do the same, even if it's just for 2 or 3 minutes a thing and you've only got 15 minutes for a golden hour. I'd love to hear how it's going in comments, and keep me up to date. Give it a try. We'll see you soon.